Well, hey, good morning. It's Coach RJ, founder of the Impact U movement, where we are working with every fiber of our being to educate, encourage, and empower people with the tools necessary so that they can ultimately become and live out to be the best version of themselves. And I am excited this morning because it's Wednesday morning. And it's another great day to be alive. I said every time I'm able to meet you in this digital space, that I'm excited simply because, any day you can wake up and it's not a white chalk outline around your body, it's a good day to be alive. And so every Wednesday morning we meet you at this digital time and this digital space rather, between 8 and 8:15 Eastern Standard Time to share with you some things that we feel will help push you along your journey. The question was asked the other day, why do I come on Wednesdays? Because I have no idea what has occurred the first few days of the week, but I definitely know we can't change those things. But prayerfully through our conversation and our time today, we can say something that will inspire you, will motivate you, but also challenge you to push a little harder the remainder of the week. And so again, every Wednesday morning from 8 to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm excited to be in this space. It's a great day, again, because it's Wednesday. The inauguration is happening today. Not sure what side of the fence you're on. That really doesn't matter, but we will be welcoming in President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. So just an exciting time in our country. But, for those of you all who have been in and around me for some time now, you know that my family, my wife and I, my children, we went through a major transition over the last year or so. After being born and raised in Arkansas and raising our kids there, my wife and I, after 45 plus years, made the decision through prayer and some counseling of others that we're going to move to Orlando, Florida, and that's where we reside now. And so oftentimes I find myself kind of sitting back, just looking back over my life, kind of, if you will, just taking inventory, of how things have gone, where I am now, what's on the horizon. And I've been doing this more so now over the last 7 years because my father, who was, is, and will forever be, if you will, my hero, he passed away in January of 2014. And so I have, I've really been just really in a reflective mode over the last 7 years. And simply because I want to make sure, because my father, he was a model. Now, he didn't dot every I, cross every T. Nobody does. He wasn't perfect, but my father modeled some things in front of me: hard work, determination, commitment, dedication, things of that nature, being a God-fearing man. And so really I've been just kind of thinking about those things. And as a result of me reflecting on my own life, I realized something. And bear with me. Here's what I realized. I realized that I've actually been too gifted for my own good. Wait. Now, before you turn the channel, before you boo, before you do anything of that nature, hear me out. It's not that I'm bragging, because I have no room to brag. It's not that I'm operating in pride. It's not that I'm boasting about anything I've done. But when I think about my own life, this is what I realize, and I'll unpack it in just a moment, that just too gifted for my own good. Here's what I mean. God graciously gifted me with two God-fearing parents. No, I was gifted that. And why do I say that? Because everybody is not raised in a home with God-fearing parents. So I simply say that I was given a gift. That was a gift from God for me to be raised in a home with two God-fearing parents. And here's the other thing. There are some people who are raised in a home with one God-fearing parent. And that's cool. I'm not knocking anybody's family construct, but I'm just simply letting you know how I was raised. So number one, I was gifted from God with two God-fearing parents that did everything in their power to mold and shape me and help me move forward as a believer. But I was also gifted with two parents that supported my endeavors. And I say gifted because there are many people who will see this live, that will come across this video and will honestly raise their hand and say, hey, you know what? You're right. That's a gift, because my parents didn't support anything that I did. But listen, I was gifted with two God-fearing parents. I was gifted with parents that supported my endeavors, but also I was gifted with siblings and family members and friends who supported my endeavors. So those were gifts. But then also, God graciously gifted me with the ability to effectively persuade people. I've been in sales and sales management, coaching, developing, and training people. So He's really gifted me to, persuade people, to help move them along. And I consider it a gift. I was gifted vocally, musically, if you will. No, I'm not going to sing, and I don't sing very much now. I've kind of given that over to my children. Shameless plug, my daughter, Raven Simmons, better known as August Rain. You got to go check out her new single. It's out. It's entitled Selfish. Shameless plug. So anyway, had to get that out there. But anyway, she's doing a fantastic job moving forward in it. But I was gifted vocally. So musically gifted. And there are so many other things that I was gifted with. But here is the point I want to make this morning about being too gifted for my own good. I was too gifted because I didn't take advantage of all of the opportunities that I was given with these gifts. See, this is why I say I was too gifted for my own good. And there's some of you all who can, if you follow along with me, it'll make sense. I was too gifted for my own good because I didn't recognize all that I listed off, as well as other things that I've been gifted with. I didn't acknowledge that they were gifts. And as a result, I didn't take full advantage of the gifts that I have been given. So let me tell you what happens when you don't take full advantage. And this is exactly what happened to me. Number one, when you don't take advantage of the gifts that you've been given, when you don't take advantage of the opportunities that you're presented with, number one, what it does, and this is what it did for me, it caused me to take things and people for granted. So I spend a lot of time now, I think about my father who's gone on to be with the Lord. And I think, man, my father was considered the keg of wisdom. But because I was in the house with him, I took his wisdom and knowledge for granted and didn't really tap in like I should have. And there are so many other people who longed for, who was thirsty to have a father or to have a mentor or to have a mother that was wise, that they could access and take advantage of the wisdom that they had, or be in a home where they had God-fearing parents. But here's the thing. I took them for granted. And now when I look back on my life, I say to myself, man, I had a great father, great hero, but I missed out on opportunities to just sit by him and listen. I spent too much time trying to talk and get my point across. Gifted vocally, I took it for granted in that I didn't really take care of myself. I had my own plans, my own thoughts, my own ideas. I had opportunities to sing, across the country. I had opportunities to go to school, Berklee College of Music, but instead I had another agenda for my own life. So when you don't take advantage of the opportunities, when you don't recognize how gifted you are, what it will do, number one, it'll cause you to take things and people for granted. But the second thing that happens when you don't take advantage of the opportunities that you've been given, when you don't take advantage of the gifts, listen, let me say this to some of you all who are listening. One of my good friends, Kaori, she's from Japan. She came to the United States and we met in high school. She came, got an education at Hall High School, got a degree from Henderson State University, and then she went back. Do you not know there are people who wish they could live in the United States? I know we got some weird stuff going on. Just bear with me. This is not a political move. I know we got a lot of weird stuff going on, but there's a lot of people who wish they could come to the United States and have the opportunities that many of you all are afforded every day. But they are relegated to stay where they are, and they're scrapping and they're fighting hard. And many of us, we're taking for granted the fact that we live in a free country. So not only does it cause you to take things and people for granted, but secondly, when you don't recognize the gifts and the talents and the opportunities that have been presented to you, not only does it cause you to take things and people for granted, but secondly, it causes you to mismanage your gifts. It causes you to mismanage your gifts. Let me talk about vocally. I didn't handle my voice well. I mismanaged that gift. Now, do I sing? Yes. Can I still sing? Thank God I can. I still have some measure of vocal ability. But when I consider where I was and where I could be, that's a huge gap. I didn't get the rest I needed. You know, I was gifted with an opportunity, to play sports. I mismanaged that gift because I didn't work as hard as I should have worked. There were people I was more gifted than, but they were able to be more successful because I relied on pure skill and not will. They worked harder than I did. And some of you all, your gifts are a blessing, but you're not taking advantage of what you have been gifted with or the opportunity that you've been gifted with. And as a result, you are mismanaging the gift and opportunity. There are so many people who wish they had what you have. So many people who wish they had what you have. But yet and still, here you are with the opportunity, with the gift, and you're mismanaging it. That's because you don't recognize the value of what you have. So not only does it cause you to take things and people for granted, not only does it cause you to mismanage your gift, but finally, and I want to wrap with this, it causes you to operate without discipline. When you don't recognize the value of what you have, it causes you to operate without discipline. I'm connected to a lot of different people, and as a group of people I'm connected to on the business side, I'm operating a number of different things. But one of the things I do now is a company called MyEcon. Great opportunity. And no, I want to make a point with this. But what happens is there are so many people who hear of opportunities like this, and even me and other people who are part of the organization, because sometimes you don't recognize the value of what you have. You operate without discipline. So then you don't do the things necessary to maintain and exceed any level or any measure of success. What am I saying? With whatever gift or talent you have, with whatever opportunity you've been given, you got to recognize the value of it. Because if not, you'll operate without discipline. That's exactly what I did. I just did whatever. I wasn't disciplined. I'd get up whenever, go to bed whenever. I didn't take advantage of it. Hence the reason why I said too gifted for my own good. I look back over my life and I realize there are people who I've crossed paths with who are less gifted than I am. But listen to this carefully. They are further along in life than I am. When I think about the opportunities that I've been given, and I think about how I've squandered so many. Now, this is not a pity post, but hear me. This is a reality check. And no, I'm not comparing myself to them, but I'm just simply saying, when I look myself in the mirror, I realize that I was too gifted for my own good. But here's the thing. My story is not complete. The book of my life is not completed, and the author has not put down his pen as of yet. Because I've recognized it before it's too late. I've made the decision to change some things in my life. And now I'm moving forward with a greater level of success. Because I understand that I have to cherish what I have to operate with a greater sense of urgency, and also know that the best is yet to come. Listen, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I appreciate every Wednesday jumping on, checking me out. Remember, every Wednesday morning from 8 to 8:15 Central, lived in Arkansas for years, so that's Central Standard Time. From 8 to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, we meet in this digital space. But also, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, The Impact You Movement, where you can see a ton of other videos that I post besides our Impact You moment. So, listen, I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. I hope you guys give it everything you have. And remember, the opportunities that you've been given, it's now time to take advantage of them and stop taking them for granted. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. Take care. Be blessed.